music is changed. How it makes us feel never will. The time is now to visit AMPDStudios.co.za.
Podcast and chill. MacG, the Ghost Lady, and Len Moleko.
One thing I love about you, né? Which is something that I'm starting to realize, like, as I get older, that it's important to own your shit.
Yeah.
Like everything you do. The book that you wrote,
Yes.
you self-published.
Yes.
Your record label, it is yours.
Yes.
Amongst other things that you own that I don't know. Why do you think that's important?
It's important because you don't want to be having. I think it's it's important that people leave a legacy of some sort. And sometimes people, when we talk about legacy, they think you must leave a whole lot of money, and it goes beyond that. Sometimes it is intellectual property. Sometimes it's your creative, your thoughts, your ideas that have probably shaped the industry in one way or the other.
And IP is very wealthy.
It is. Sometimes it might not show a lot in terms of money flying into your bank account, but it is important that no matter what happens, people still have to acknowledge what this bit, it is owned by such and such a person. It is important because and don't forget other stuff that you invest in now, like whether it's my book, for instance,
or children.
You're so silly. That you invest now. You don't invest so that you can get to reap the benefits. 100 years from now, my great-great-grandchild, who has never met me, might be able to benefit from stuff that I did when I was alive. And that's what it is. So it is important. It doesn't matter how small it is. Some people will laugh and go like, I mean, I remember when I did my music. Sometimes I get royalties from Samro, and okay, the last time I think I got 2,000 rand. It is nothing, but guess what? That 2,000 rand will keep dropping in, khanyani,
for years,
for as long as for years. Do you understand? So owning and securing and protecting your intellectual property, it is very important.
No matter how big or small.
No matter how big or small. People think that you must only patent big ideas and great things. No, even the smallest ones. I don't know how many times I've seen, or maybe even you in your life, you've seen something that you've thought of.
Yeah.
I'll go back to that. Something that you have thought of. And all of a sudden someone else is doing it.
Yeah.
And you might have spoken about it. But also it takes me back to a different direction altogether, which is something that I want to say quickly. Ideas are not faithful. When it's time for an idea to be to show up or to be realized, or people say to manifest, if it comes to you and you do absolutely nothing with it, it's going to go and jump to me.
Whoa!
And when you see me do it, you go like, hey, I thought about that 6 months ago. But you know what? You didn't do anything with it. So what did the idea do? It left. Ideas are money. Ideas are like money. If you're not going to find a use for them, they will leave you and go to someone who's prepared to do something with it.
Would you say they're a gift as well?
Even all of. If you're not going to explore, if you're not going to expand, if you're not going to work on it. Because a gift is a gift, no one can take it from you. But how now do you make it come to life? That's when you start having ideas. And that's when ideas come popping up, which is why now when I've got an idea, it doesn't matter how stupid it's going to be in the long run. It might even be useless and it might even hit a brick wall. I start writing it down.
Okay. Moonchild said the same thing.
Write everything
Do you know
down.
Moonchild, her working with Beyonce, she wrote it down a few years before it happened.
Imagine, you see? And then we're like, yeah, but then she only twerked in the video. Guess what? She twerked in Beyonce's video. Well, now you're twerking in your kitchen. You're twerking in your kitchen. Yeah. Did you see that move with the leg? Where she goes, "Ay, guy, man." Yeah? You know? And you see that kind of power. When you don't write your ideas down, they stop taking you seriously. And they look for someone who's going to be able to run with them.
Yeah, look at Facebook. It wasn't Mark Zuckerberg's idea.
Exactly. But then what did the initial person do with it? Absolutely nothing. And then they ran with the idea.
He ran with the idea.
And that is how some of the stuff gets lost in translation.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, especially Mahoa, they like stealing ideas and stealing innovations.
What's it like working for a white production and a black production? Is there a difference?
No, there isn't.
Oh, okay.
Well, to me, there isn't. Well, I make sure that there isn't. Let me not say there isn't. I make sure that there isn't. I'll go like, this is still me. I get who you are, and I get what you're all about. But at the end of the day, what you're going to get is me. What made you approach me is what's going to help you make me sustain me. And it will sustain you as well. So you better treat it nicely. You better treat it right. So it's important. So talent is no respecter of men. It's not.
What does that mean?
It means when you're talented, when you've got a talent or a so-called gift, ne? It doesn't matter who is there or who is not. Other people, they think talent yabona is measured by the number of people. You know, there are people who've got performances for 20 people and who've got a performance for 200,000 people.
A stadium.
Yeah. Just because you've got an audience of 20, you can perform in front of 1 million people, and within those 1 million people, only 5 would want to call you back and give you business.
Wow.
Because you've given your best. But sometimes you're going to perform in front of 20 people, but 19 out of those 20 people can give you potential business.
Yeah.
So you perform. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's no respect of men. Don't count the men that are standing in front of you when you display your talent. You must give it like your Oko Wembley or Oko FNB Stadium, even though it's only 5 people watching.
But that's tough, Rami.
It's tough, but you see, because you just don't know when that break is gonna happen.
Yo, that's deep.
You just don't know.
Yeah. Could be that
So-
one person amongst the 20
Yes.
who's going to change your life.
Exactly. So sometimes, which is what I'm saying, out of the 1 million that you're trying to impress, maybe only 5 will come back and say, you know what, we like what you did. And sometimes you undermine an audience of 20. Can't all 20 of them will bring you business that the 5 that were sitting within the 1 million will not be able to give you.
Was it a conscious decision for you to be like, I feel like you're the voice of the industry? And when I say
It was a mistake.
I feel like you're like Vasa KG. You're carrying the whole music industry on your shoulders.
It was a mistake. No, man. What I mean is that it was purely it was unintentional, but then there comes a point where you have to consciously make a decision and say, wait, I said something, and they listened. Or wait, I said something and it impacted someone in this kind of way. So you need to stop and recognize it, and then you need to explore that. Yeah. There are days where I will not get it right, but just because I didn't get it right today, it doesn't mean I won't get it right tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And just because I made a mistake today, it doesn't mean that now I must keep quiet because I made a mistake yesterday. You know what I mean? So there's a time, that's why it was a mistake. That was not my intention. Mm-hmm. I was simply voicing out my opinion, how I felt, and what I expected, and what the resolutions I would have wanted to see, or the change that I wanted to see. It was just me stating my opinion. And then when now people come back to you and say, we heard what you said, we want to explore further, what can we do, how can we help? That's when you need to step up and realize that there is a particular calling or there is a particular appointment upon your head or a particular commission that you've been called for, that you need to stand up and be the
Accounted
voice for it
for,
and
yeah.
be counted for it. And that is important.
Because I feel like coronavirus has brought a lot of things into perspective as entertainers as we are.
Yeah.
In terms of, everyone is always telling you save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
That rainy day is here.
Yeah.
Like never before.
Someone, when I was at Backstage, there used to be this girl. I'm saying girl, but she's a fully grown woman. She's now one of the producers there. Grace Mahlaba. Grace in Nalko Perokisimpero. Apela para uniform, I forgot the name of the character. But Grace was Ipeleng on Backstage.
Oh, Ipeleng. Yes.
And I remember when I started go Backstage, she said something that never left me. She said, when you're in the entertainment industry, you must always make sure that you have at least 6 months of your salary saved up. And it's difficult because it's not like not everyone has a steady income, but it's okay to have that benchmark where you just throw in something all the time.
6 months.
Just because you made 10,000, it doesn't mean you must eat all of it.
Yes, and that's where we get it wrong.
Yeah. You can't eat everything, even the little thing. You can't. Understand? And I understand it is not easy for everybody to save.
Do you think as artists, we understand the business behind this industry?
Yes, I actually.
You think so?
No, yes, I do. I sincerely think that artists understand the business. It's just that artists are always exploited. There are always loopholes. It doesn't matter where you look at it, whether it's fine art, whether it's music, there's just some clauses that you can never change.
But don't you think that's the nature of business? I'm glad you brought this up because we were talking about it on my podcast the other day. And I was saying, like, even McDonald's, the person who's the most important part of the machine of McDonald's is the teller who gets the money.
Yes.
But they are the ones who get paid the least.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happens with the entertainment industry as well. So we always get exploited because and exploitation just because it has a cool price, it doesn't mean it's still not exploitation. Exploitation has a price.
But don't you think that's the nature of business, though?
But that's what I'm saying. It is the nature of business.
Okay, yeah.
But being exploited, it is the nature of business. But then also there are people who completely go overboard because we all use each other. We all use each other. Whether you're the teller, whether you're in HR, there is someone somewhere using you, and you are using someone at the end of the day. It's services, whether you're paying for the services or not. At the end of the day, somebody is being used.
Yes.
Now, where it crosses the line, it is where now you use someone to the point of making them uncomfortable, infringing on their rights, violating their rights as well, and not only that, even to the point of stealing from them. You understand? Even to the point of stealing. You come for a job, I say, I'll give you 5 rand. You're like, okay, fine, I'll take the job. Within the 5 rand, month end when I'm supposed to give you the 5 rand, no, don't forget, there is tax, there's SARS. I'm going to take my 25%.
Medical aid.
Ne? Oh, yeah, by the way, you had Ujile Marotamai 2 this whole month. So that is minus 50 cents.
Yeah.
There's always people who like exploiting people. They will always find a loophole all the time. To give you the least of what you're worth.
For your services.
To give you the least for your services.
Yeah.
And that is something that we need to take care of.
Yeah.
And it's hard I don't blame I don't blame people when they are very when they find it very hard to save money. And yes, there are people who get paid a lot of money, and some of them they splash and all of that and all of that.
Have you been able to survive during Corona?
Well, yeah, I have. I've managed.
So we've got 6 months worth of money that we've saved.
You know what? At the end of it's pay as you go. It is pay as you go.
Yeah.
But also it's when you have to sit and have a conversation with yourself and say, you know what, things have kind of changed. As much as I've made this and this, like for instance, now we don't have corporates. A lot of stuff is being done online. And when it's being done online, it means a couple of things are restricted. Where they would have given you 20 Rand, it's now going to be 10 Rand.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, okay? Because now everyone is just trying to do something, but they also don't want to lose money. There's no budget. There's no this and this and that, you know? And everyone will be like, oh, yeah, but a half loaf is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now you have to now readjust, rethink your ways, the ways of doing your business and all of that. But at the end of the day, everyone needs to have a serious conversation with themselves and go like, you know what? With the 250 that I have, and without knowing what's going to happen down the line, you need to start living like you have absolutely nothing. I know that's going to sound a bit controversial, but you need to start thinking, what are your wants and what are your needs? And then you need to start prioritizing.
No, you're right,
Your
man.
needs is your house.
Yeah, you're
your
right.
needs, shelter for your kids. A car is a need, you know? But you could have 8 cars, but you actually need only one. So you can get rid of 7.
Yeah.
And then put a buffer. And it's a lot of things. It's a lot of playing around.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure that you somehow survive.
Yeah.
Well,
and I bring this up because...
Lose the weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
lose the weight,
Like, imagine if you're on a boat and then the boat now wants to sink, but you've got all this luggage. And then, you know, for the boat to go a bit further and a bit faster, the weight that is on the boat needs to be lightened. But now, you're not going to be the person to jump. You start looking around the boat, what is it that you can do without? Get rid of that.
I think for us as young people, and I'll speak for myself, and you know maybe other young people out there.
Yeah.
I think the one thing where we get it wrong, when when you're a DJ and you're getting gigs left, right, and center, you're thinking those gigs are never going to end.
Yeah, well, we all thought like that. I mean, that's why I had to sell my house, because I was thinking, darling, we be rolling in dough.
So you get 10K now. And then you buy your friends and everybody else. You spend that 10K at the club.
Well, can I tell you something? If it is the first one, we forgive you. The first salary, the first check needs to be boxed. We fancy.
Yeah.
You must eat that money.
Yeah.
You must eat that money.
Yeah.
And when I say, it doesn't matter what you want to do. Other people, they'll eat that money. They'll go buy that pair of shoes that they've always wanted. They'll go buy that bag. They'll go do that hairstyle. They'll go for a holiday, for a weekend. But do something that makes you extremely happy.
But I think what we don't understand
when
is...
the second one comes,
yes.
you're calmer. You're more...
But that's the thing. Our chicks, it's the first one forever.
Because you must work.
We never think that you're not going to be hot forever.
But no. What are you? I can't identify. You're not going to be hot forever. Sorry, please. I'm not talking to you. You're so not talking to me right now. Hot forever, babes. No.
You get what I'm saying?
No. We be hot. We be staying hot.
When I was 20, I was not even thinking about the things that you're saying. But now that I'm older, I've got responsibilities. I've got a kid. I'm like, okay, shit. This 10K. All right, cool. Let me blow 2.
Yeah.
Save 8.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think a lot of young people don't grasp that because we think we're going to be hot forever.
Yeah, no. That doesn't last forever. It gets to a point where now you need to use your sanity. I'm all for blowing your first paycheck, definitely. But then also don't forget, by the time you get your first gig, your first proper paying gig, you've been doing this for quite a while.
Yes.
You still need to have a plan. You still need to have a plan. How are you going to sustain yourself? You need to sell yourself to a point where people can see when you're not there. They'll be like, MacGyver on this. Call him up. Ask him to come and do something. And for me, in terms of work, that's what has been happening with me. That people just call me, Emon, now what are you doing? I'm like, no, I'm still busy with this and this and this and that. Okay, do you have a week available? Yeah, there's this project that I'm working on. Someone else called me this morning. Hey, man, there's this show. There's this thing I want you to do. There's and And I'm like, yeah, fine, let's do it. Yeah. You know, you must always be ready to receive and jump onto opportunities. But now you need to be prepared to a point where, like if I say, a friend of mine is throwing a party, DJ Mama disappointed, they couldn't make it, maybe for their own personal reason, sometimes they couldn't avoid it, so they need a replacement. Are you ready to take up your gear and then we go?
We go, yeah.
We understand?
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. So it is a lot of preparation. And don't forget, by the time you see somebody out there, know that there's been a lot of planting, a lot of seeding
struggle
that happened. By the time you see them out there, the novelty has worn off.
Did you know the story about Kabza? You know Kabza the Small?
Oh, yeah, I like him.
So he used to play in Alex.
Yeah.
And he used to play, he didn't get paid. He got paid by a 6-pack of Heineken.
I should have been his friend.
And then all these top DJs would come.
Yeah.
So like your, I don't know, whoever, Kent.
Yes.
And they'd get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
And then he'd just get paid by 6-pack and that has to last for the whole night.
Yeah.
But no one knows that story because now Kabza is the biggest thing.
Exactly.
But no one knows that story.
But now we just think, yo, release it at 27 track. Who's got 29 time to listen to 27 tracks? But by the way, I like him. I actually like Masupa.
Yeah.
I like Masupa very much. None down miss. I think he is, and you know what? He's quite talented, and I think I'm actually happy for him that his time has come. And
that's another thing. It goes back to what you were saying, patience.
Yeah,
time will
it
come.
always pays off. It always pays off. And you know what they say about some of the trees? They go down for years and years. By the time they start showing out there, the roots are so deep that you can't uproot the trees.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's important. It is important. So you don't get phased by the fame. You don't get drunk by, oh my gosh, everybody knows me. And then you want to walk in and go like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
No, there's no need. Trust me,
I feel
they know.
that. I feel that with you. Your roots are very deep.
They have to be. I don't ever trust.
All right, cool. We're going to play a game. It's called Rami Explains, because you're very vocal and you got a lot of opinions.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a topic. Tell me what you think. First thing that comes into your head. And if you want to elaborate, you can elaborate.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Netflix signing up all these African shows.
Very good move. Yeah, it is. It's important. We need money in Africa. We need people to invest in Africa. We've got all the talent. We've got anything and everything to be able to produce or have or create world-class productions. So, yeah, I welcome the money. Must I leave my banking details?
What do you think about the content? Because to be honest, right, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm happy Netflix is investing in Africa. Dope. They're putting us on the world map.
Yeah.
And then it gets time to watch a Queen Isono. It gets time to watch a Blood and Water.
Yeah.
And then personally, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm like, this content is not for me. Does that factor?
No.
It shouldn't, ne?
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. At the end of the day, don't forget that as much as we are creative, we've got this and this, and we've got all the talent in the world. Also, do not forget that sometimes it is channel or the powers that be that dictate what they want to see.
Who pays the piper plays the tune.
Exactly. So it is not because we are incapable, or it's not because we don't want to tell extra rich stories. And you know what? A show like Queen Isono, I loved it. I enjoyed every second of it. I loved Blood and Water. It was so good to see young, talented people being showcased, being given the stage to actually explore talent like that. Because in your 20s now, you're on Netflix.
Yeah.
Give it a few years. Where are you gonna be? You know. And now it has now that dream we've been dreaming of. We want to go to Hollywood. We want to go to New York. We want to make it big. Now Hollywood is coming to us. And it is now there's no need for you to leave your house. All you need to do is to just do it right here.
Yeah.
And they will come and they're prepared to pay for it. Why not?
I would love something like Iso on Netflix.
Ooh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Imagine shows like Iso, shows like Zone 14.
Gazlam.
You know what I mean? Things like that. That's the stuff that people need to see.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think
don't be mean. is the base of South African TV.
Yeah.
We can never take it away from them. We can, like nothing.
Is that Bomb Productions?
Bophelo ke Semphego? No, Bophelo ke Semphego was before Bom was born. It is like 1924 sec. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
All right. Spiritual. I want to graduate.
Spiritual. You see what happens when you're busy with the spirit? The other spirit leaves. Hey? Spirituality.
Yes, versus religion.
Spirituality versus religion. I'm going to try and explain it in a very...
Imagine you're speaking to your last born.
Spirituality is the journey. Religion is what you're going to use to get there.
Ooh. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's the journey.
Yeah. So everybody's is on a journey. Whether you're going to use Christianity, you're going to use Islam or whatever. At the end, it's like getting onto the N1. The idea is to get to Polokwane. You can take the bus. I can drive my Maserati. I keep saying Maserati. Maybe I must buy it. I can take my Maserati. I might travel in style and opulence and everything. Press the buttons alone in my car. And you can be in the bus with 60 other passengers.
But we're all on the same highway.
At the end of the day, it is the journey to get to where we are going. And that's that. Spirituality is the journey. Religion is choosing which vehicle you're going to use to get to your destination.
Are you spiritual? Do you believe in Amadlozi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like a new trend now, eh? A lot of people...
No, it's not a trend.
Yeah?
No, never. It has always been. I think what makes it look like a trend is that now people have discovered that it is actually okay.
And it's cool.
And it's cool. And cool in a way that you realize that we've actually been robbing ourselves because we thought it was embarrassing for someone to say we believe in the ancestors and all of that. Because let me tell you, at the end of the day, Rami, I'm a spirit. What you're looking at, you're not looking at me. You're looking at what contains me. You're looking at a
Rami,
container.
I can see you. I'm looking at you now.
You're looking at my container. You're not looking
This is
at
a container?
Me. Yes. That is why when I die, my spirit leaves and the container is what you put in the ground.
Oof.
And don't forget, your spirit has always been timeless. Your spirit doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. It's only your container where it says, okay, this container will be dispatched. 1990, I don't know what year you were born. 1994, 1996. So the container comes on earth as form. Do you understand? But it doesn't mean that your spirit came to life only in 1994. Your spirit has always been there. And when your container is tired of you, when you get into an accident and your container is damaged, your spirit stands there and goes like, I don't think this container will be able to handle me anymore. Let me let go of it. That's when we say you died because you left the container. The container is dead, but your spirit is always there. That is why sometimes there is a war between your spirit and your container, where the spirit goes like, you know what, it's not bad, we can fix it. Then they take you to the hospital, you are in a coma, whatever, you know how we say it. But at the end of the day, your spirit doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. It is only your container that is set here on earth. And when it leaves, that's what dies. The spirit never dies, ever. And now, that's what ancestors are. They've always been there. And before you came in physical form on earth, you've always been an ancestor. Always. That is why when your spirit calls out to them, they recognize you because you are one with them. So for us now, just because we are in cool earthly containers, now we pretend like we don't know. That's the next thing. Your things are not going according to plan, and you even wonder. And God is just looking like, look at this idiot. He does not even recognize his own ancestors. And people are like, no, you can't believe in God and the ancestors. But yet, and now I'm just talking in terms of Christianity. But then here you are praying, and you're praying to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're recognizing other people's ancestors. Marapala ko recognize Madimecha, Ngwatu Athlabirwa, Mazwi, and all of that. You listen, ancestor is not a black thing. Everyone has ancestors. They will tell you, ask the Jewish, they will let you know. It is not a black thing. It is an everybody.
And they don't want us to know because that's where our power lies.
Guys, Natasha Lalili one.
I was just so fixated by the idea of getting rich.
For me, it was do or die.
Welcome to a music talk show like you've never seen before.
Whether you're in the limelight or not, it remains real life.
This show is more than just about the music.
It was rough. I personally was banned in South Africa.
It's about the artists. It's about their journeys.
I know I used to get paid 500 rand when I was still starting up, but now, at 2 zeros.
I really messed up.
I've lost a lot of money.
The 30 years, it was just hand to mouth.
It's not an Insta life at all.
AMP Live will inspire you, make you cry, and above all else, shake you away to the reality of African entrepreneurship.
You go all the way with the music if you love it.
Find your true north and go for that.
This is a show with soul designed to change the world.
It's tough at the top, it's crowded at the bottom. Where do you want to be and how do you get there?
AMPDStudios Live, brought to you by Old Mutual.
Have you ever dabbled in drugs?
No.
LSD, nothing?
No. And I know it's embarrassing. I've never seen cocaine with my naked eyes.
In the entertainment industry.
No, seriously. Seriously, I've never.
I'm sure Silo Market, he was doing the lights there back in the days.
Never. Not even. Not even. In fact, hey, can I tell you? You know that guy Silo?
Yeah.
Yes, guys. Silo is actually, like, when it comes to health, mind, body, and everything, that man takes care of himself. Solo won't drink for nothing. You will never pay Solo enough money for him to drink and get drunk. Never. Never. And there are a lot of people that I can tell you. Because you see this one, you can entice them, invite them, whatever. You can try anything they want. They don't budge. The day I decided, for this next 6 months, I'm not eating meat. He's not joking. He won't eat it.
All right, we're playing a game. It's called Rami Explains. Blessers and slay queens. That whole life.
Guys, let people do what they want to do. It's not my line of work. I'm not crazy about it. But there are people who know how it works. It is the same way when someone decides to be a carpenter. And I've decided to be an artist. In terms of an entertainer.
Do you know the
TV.
hockey club?
I know about it, yes.
Woo,
yes.
Rami!
Yes. Guys, it's not like I'm not 12. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean I don't know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I am in the know. I am aware. I am alert. And just because I say I've never seen cocaine, it doesn't mean I don't know that people do drugs. They do.
Yes.
There are people that I know that they've struggled. Some of them have they came back up and all of that. But it's never been that kind of. It's not my line of. It's not my poison.
So if I invited you to the hockey club, you wouldn't come.
I don't know. Maybe they must invite me first, and let's see. Like, really? Yeah. I mean, let's see. You know?
Yeah.
I can never say never. Who knows where in my life I will be when the invitation comes.
Yeah, exactly.
You must never write people off. God never wrote you off. Don't write people off.
No, I totally understand, man. All right, it's Rami Explains. This is the last one.
Okay.
What do you think about our president and
Which
ANC?
one?
Cyril Ramaphosa. Hey, which one? I like that.
No, it's important. It's important.
Now that you're asking the Rupats or Cyril.
Well, you answered yourself. But you know what? It's a very hard time right now to actually try and understand how the politics are going. And I was actually thinking about it this morning because I've always been an ANC supporter. Always. What
does that mean?
No, man. You see, you don't even know. You must ask Mam Nomvula. She said something like that. But anyway, what I'm saying is that okay, I tell stuff better when I tell stories.
Yeah.
Let's say your father.
Yes. Fuck him.
Okay, that's not what I meant. Let's say you love your father, okay? And you're not going to be swearing at him. And there's this bond, and there are these principles that you were taught that helped you and shaped you to be the person that you are, and helped you to make the choices that you've made along the way. Okay? And then, next thing, he switches on you, and then he starts disappointing you. The dilemma now is you look at this man who has completely disappointed you because you thought he knew better, because he has taught you better. And because you think, with the principles that you have given me and everything that you've bestowed on me for me to be this person that I am, it is very disappointing to see where in your old age you are turning out to be. So, and even in your utmost disappointment, you still look at the person and go like, but that's my dad. That's my father. And I think a lot of people in South Africa, they find themselves in that dilemma. Where we come from with the ANC, the kind of organization, the kind of an institution that it was, what it stood for, and all of that, and all of that, the struggles, how we got us, to get us where we got to the point where we'll be like, look at us. The world is looking at us because we are these fabulous people willing to make a change, bring change, make lives better, and all of that. And then you start seeing a few cracks here and there. And on a daily, you keep going, that is a bit disappointing. But because you're thinking, but that's your dad, with everything that he has taught you, you're still hopeful and hopeful. I'm sure things are going to turn around for the better. Now we're going to find ourselves in a position where we're going to need to make a decision. Okay,
do we cut him loose?
Do you let go, or do you still hold on? And that will determine the future of where the country is supposed to go.
Fuck.
So now you end up holding on to the sentimentals and the emotions.
How he made you feel.
And how he made you feel. And not only that, and everything else, you can't dispute the facts of what he has done for you.
Yeah.
And for you to get to where you are. But right now, then what? There's an extra on set. He's dying.
Yeah.
But then now that's where we find ourselves.
Yeah.
We are discouraged and disappointed at the turn of events, especially where, and when you think back, you can see where it keeps turning. You go like, yeah, man, from there, that's when we should have done this, did this, and did that. But it doesn't mean we are a hopeless society, and it doesn't mean that the ANC is a hopeless organization. But what I'm also liking with the confusion that we are having is that a new generation of
thought
a
leaders.
new army of thought leaders, forward thinkers, visionaries is going to come out of all of this and rise and take us somewhere.
Shit, man. Your manager is telling us to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So let me just ask you.
Easy, I can't see you. Pella is navy blue. So.
Yeah. And he's wearing what jacket did you say he's wearing?
The construction
jacket. What do you want to be remembered as Rami Chuene? When it's all said and done. When that container leaves this world that we know as.
I think it would be, I don't know, because I think I'm a lot of things to a lot of people. But I think one of the, even with that, there are a couple of common things that everyone will say. I think I laughed a lot. That's one of the things where she used to laugh a lot. Not only did I laugh a lot, I lived and I loved. And
love is very important to you.
It is very.
I mean, even your book, the first extract was about love.
It's about love, absolutely. It's very important. And that I did good.
But you're right, man. Love conquers all, bruh.
Definitely.
Because we are sitting here because I love your work.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you love mine as well.
Can I take the Fifth Amendment on that?
But it's love that brought us together.
Definitely. All the time. Because when you don't have that, then there's absolutely nothing to give. Then why do we even bother? You know, why do we even bother?
What do you want your kids to remember you as?
Oh God, they all have their own journals. I'm sure they will tell you themselves. I actually do not know, but I think one of the things they'll definitely remember is that I think they think I'm a cool mom. And the other day we were arguing, they never laugh at my jokes. And they're like, because everyone else is laughing at your jokes. We're so used to them now. To everyone else, you're fresh. To us, you're just you. I said, but laugh like everyone else. I'm funny. They're like, no, you're funny to everyone. You're no longer funny to us. But I think they will remember that I actually held it down. When everything tried to fall apart, still held it down.
To be honest with you, I'm just glad to be sitting right here next to you, because I know you don't know this show from above, so we've never seen it. And to come here, I know your manager, was the one advocating for it. But just to have this moment with you, for me, it means a lot. Because I feel like, you're one of those people that have so much knowledge and wisdom that, even if 10,000 people you are saying, or 1 million people watch this, or 10 people watch this, but for me personally, I've learned a lot, and I wish you can continue to share that knowledge that you have,
absolutely,
even apart from these spaces. I don't know, maybe a school. I don't know.
No, I do a lot of talks at different schools. I do youth. I work a lot with the young people.
Would you be open to opening up like a school?
I've thought about it. It is not an impossibility, and I think that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
I think it would be awesome.
Because I know one of your biggest things is that you don't want to have an entertainment school. You want entertainment to be a part of the school.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I just don't like that whole thing that entertainment is treated as an extramural. No, it's not. That is education. Music education is important. Arts education is important. Management is important. All of that.
Money.
Money is important. How to monetize each and every talent to the point of you explore and explode everything. I saw somebody tweeted something amazing. I laughed so much.
Hey, you're always on Twitter, eh? You love Twitter.
No, you know what? I'm not always on Twitter, but I don't forget tweets that spark, that light up in my mind. Somebody was saying to me, we had The Lion King, and then they got Beyonce to come and do the voice of Nala. Mm-hmm. On The Lion King. Mm-hmm. She was not in The Lion King. It was just her voice as a voiceover. And from that voiceover came out Black is King. So she thought beyond being just a little voiceover Yanala and made a big deal out of it.
Expanded.
And that's what it is. That's all it is. Sometimes it's just holding the mic. Sometimes you're just a little cameraman there. You're busy with your cable basher. You're a runner. Guess what? Some of the biggest names in the industry, they started there.
Yeah, even Cecil, Red Pepper. He was a cameraman.
Exactly. Now look at that. So there is always something. There's always an opportunity, a window. There is always a space that will take you to recognize and occupy. And Nakongwe, people see an empty land. And they don't start seeing the vision of, on this piece of land, this is what we can build. This is what we can bring. You just see piece of land, and there's nothing attractive about that. Even when you drive, you're like, next. It's only when you start seeing a big office building come up, you're like, hey man, I didn't realize how this place people can build stuff. Sometimes that's what a person is. That's what you are. Right now, we're sitting here with your mic, my mic, at some place with a little mixanyana in 2020. But then give it another 4 or 5 years. You might have a 6-studio building that can accommodate different institutions where people now will be paying to come and shoot.
How did that webinar go? How did the webinar go?
The webinar goes, and it goes well.
No, the webinar that you did, how did the webinar go?
It went well.
Is it?
Yes.
How many people did you have?
A lot. but yeah. And they still do, because I mean I do a lot of them. I've done a couple of them, and people come, they sign up, they watch, they even go on live on Instagram, and they ask questions, and there's a lot of things that came out of that, even bigger ideas. People were helped, people were connected, even work came just through
the webinar.
Speaking. Do you understand? It comes through all of that. So, but anything and everything that you do, so even when it sounds silly, even when it sounds like it's nothing, it is always a plan, because I believe that what I speak doesn't go out nje. When I speak something, it needs to produce a particular life, even if it's a silly joke. For me, it might be a silly joke, but you're going to think about it 2 months from now and laugh and go like, yo, can you believe that woman said this and this? And you tell it to someone tells it to someone, and you make 6-10 other people laugh from something that I simply said. So you must never underestimate and undermine the power that comes with you just being a person and just being there and existing. Everybody's made for a particular for a particular purpose, and that purpose will never die until it's fulfilled. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It will get out there and it will bear fruit that is supposed to bear, no matter what.
Shit, Rami, in closing. All right, so what are we busy with now? We're busy with Isono.
Yes, Isono on BET. I work with some of the most amazing people.
That's going to be big, eh?
Yes, I'm very, very excited.
What character do you have? Are you having like some of the old characters, or is this like
it's
totally different?
Completely different.
Okay.
It's completely different. And which is something that I like, because I feel like, sometimes you people get typecast because of how they portrayed a particular thing and how well it was executed. But it's also good and challenging for me as an artist to be able to explore a different kind, and not only explore, to actually give, because already I know that I've got that capacity.
Boom.
I just need to bring it out so that people can also experience what it is that I can do with a different character altogether. So it is very exciting to just be, and I mean, we work with a lot of young talent. People who are
dude, do you have corona there? What's happening?
This guy's gonna kill us.
He's got corona, this guy.
And it's amazing to see the excitement and also the different opportunities that are now easily accessible. Like we're talking now, we no longer want to go to Hollywood. Hollywood is coming to us
because it's going to be an international show.
Absolutely, you know what I mean. So those kind of things, you never take them for granted, and you take each opportunity as it comes. And like I said, when I embrace a new character, I don't be like, oh yeah, but they liked Gracious. Oh no, they liked Komodo. They liked so and so. They liked so and so. No, it's more about like, now we know. Don't tell us what you did. The people know already. Tell us what you're doing now, and what I'm bringing now. It has to completely blow your mind over, and make you to the point where it makes you forget other people. Like, you can't be looking at me and seeing Gracious all the time, even when I'm doing something else. No, you must be able to see a different character. Yeah. So it is interesting, but I'm very excited about it. It's a great project.
Or Tigom.
Exactly.
Who would win between Tigom and Karabo Mukwene?
Who?
Karabo. What was Karabo's name?
Karabo Moroka.
Moroka. Who would win?
Between Tigom and Karabo Moroka? No, man, guys. It's like asking me, like, between a scooter and a Jaguar, who's going to drive faster? What's wrong with you? I'm leaving. No, man. Like, how dare you?
All right, let's talk about the foundation.
Do you even understand do you understand who Gracious Mabuza was? Tigom.
Tigom. Karabo is next.
No, you must never.
Let's talk about the foundation. The
foundation, absolutely. Rami Chuene Foundation. Basically, what we're basically doing good wherever we are. That is the motto: do good where you are. It's the culture of giving, the culture of doing good, the culture of changing people's life with the little that you have. Because Nakongwe, people want to do good, but they always think they need a big budget to make a difference in someone else's life. Sometimes it's not you giving me 50,000 rand. Yeah. It's about you giving me 200 rand so that for that week I'm able to go to work and generating money and making a living for myself. Yeah. Because your 200 rand can change my life, because it helps me to to fuel my dream. Understand? It's not just about so I'm gonna give you $10,000. It's not just about the money. It is the thought. It is the seed that is planted into empowering you to get to where you need to be. Understand? It's the same thing where you say like you can. Instead of giving someone fish, teach them how to fish.
Yes.
Understand? Yeah. So, in that giving, Nagongwe, you have to give people the tools or the means
so they can be
able to do something for themselves. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with giving people, because we do that as well. We give dignity packs and all of that. But then can you imagine now, a dignity pack goes beyond dignity pack. It's sanitary towels, your panty liners, your toothbrush, your toothpaste, vaslapa, and all of that. Do you understand the power of someone who's now all of a sudden has
those tools?
They can actually wash their face. They can even go garaging, any garage, toilet, and they quickly brush their teeth. That is
empowerment.
That is empowerment. Like I do Medisha, they are not going like, they're like, hello, because they feel like something has happened. It's just the small little acts of kindness that we put together. And yes, we're dreaming of big things. We want to do bigger things, better things, and all of that. But while we're waiting for the big bugs, we take what is there and we use it to do good, to empower, to change, to impact, to put effect, and to also, not only that, to fuel and to jumpstart someone else's destiny.
Wow. In closing, do you still pee in your bed?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just making sure.
I stopped when I was 12.
Whose pee is it anyway?
Yes. I stopped when I was 12. I actually stopped when I was in boarding school. I think the first 2 years of my boarding school, I was still peeing, but after that, then I was fine.
No, Rami, thank you so much for taking time out to chill with me. I really, really appreciate it. Like, you have no idea. I never thought this interview would happen.
Yeah, well, count yourself lucky. I'm kidding. Yeah, man. I'm glad I managed to come here and we managed to do it and all of that.
It's my first time meeting you, and all I can say, you are the queen.
Thank you so much. You're so horrible.
Podcast and chill, we out here, man. Boom.
The global pandemic has exposed the fact that many of us are ill-prepared for rainy days. Entertainers in general are among the hardest hit. We need to save for rainy days. We need to have a financial plan in place. We have all learned many lessons, especially around our finances. So let's make use of this time to reflect and plan for any future rainy days. You might not have been prepared for this one, but it doesn't mean that you cannot plan for the next one. Live within your means. Don't go overboard. There's no need to impress anyone. You don't owe anybody any success but yourself. Let's all plan for tomorrow. Speak to a financial advisor. And this is the reason we partnered with MTV to provide these tips and for you to achieve your exceptionally best future.
Music has changed. How it makes us feel never will. The time is now to visit AMPDStudios.co.za. Brought to you by Old Mutual.